Raindrops falling on the street. I can't recall when I last saw the sun. Summer's just a memory, a faded piece of history. No one can remember.
Of the Woah Show, brought to you by Great Lake Speed Shop. It's a great place. Let Bud and the boys over there make you fast. Great for the mod scene out in Ohio. A lot of guys go through them. And then also our other sponsors, Carpy's Print Company, long time supporters of Woah Nellie. Brought on last year. Feels like we've been friends forever. They redid our logo. It's awesome. Can't wait to drop some merch with that on. Their hats, amazing. Their hoodies fit. I don't even have to order an extra big size for it to fit. It's awesome. And also, Close Racing Supply. Some of the best parts in the industry made by Closes over there. So get over there. It's build season. And, if you're just starting, it's a great place to start over there. So visit them. Hey, on our show today, we have 2 guests this time. We have probably one of the, maybe second or third Woah Nellie guys ever. One of the first ever friends of Woah Nellie. Mr. Khole Wanzer. New dad in the house too. And the newest driver to the Woah Nellie production driver roster, Mr. Kyle Schrekengost. Did I get it right? I try every single time to get it right or say it different.
Nail on the head right there, brother.
Whoa, look at that, man. Big names. I got him. Guys, what is up? I feel like I know that we talk, it seems like all the time. We've been talking about getting this on here. So what's up, guys? How's everything going?
Go ahead, big
Going
dad.
good.
So last year, I felt like both of y'all, it's kind of fitting that both of y'all had a season, going forward in the right direction. Cole, some heartbreaking moments, getting ever closer to the front of the field. Kyle spent some times backward, but also showed some flashes of brilliance. So it's kind of fitting. Cole, you had that heartbreaker late in the season at State Line. I guess we'll start there. I know we make fun of you a lot, Cole, but where'd all this speed come from all of a sudden this year? It seemed like, you were getting closer and closer.
I don't know. We just tried dumb stuff. I'm tired of dope.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. I know the first day at State Line, they're going to be over at Cole's trailer checking out the new Longhorn, being like, all right, let's go. Let's see how he's cheating this buddy up. Kyle, you finding some speed, throughout the season. Where did you guys keep improving? Cole's off to dad duty.
New dad duty, it calls. My biggest thing, I think, was reaching down deep and throwing something over my shoulder. You got to drive those things, man. I'm not used to that. I mean, it's tough when you're going against David Scott, Dave Hess, Bud Watson, Joel Watson. Those guys are legends in their own right. So just being out on the track and trying to learn every single time I'm hitting it and trying to keep up with those guys when I can, that's what's really helping. Just every week trying to get a little bit better.
Oh, boy. Well, I think we lost Cole off to dad duty for right now. So, Kyle, we'll stick with you. Bud and I talk about this all the time in the modified scene, is that you show up to like a place like Raceway 7 and you got the top 10 are feature winners. You got State Line. You got guys that can out of absolutely nowhere can win. It's a really competitive field of cars, whether or not baby is angry. Anyways, whether a lot of guys, stick around. I know modifieds aren't the most popular thing, and kind of like the way we're trying to go with the Woah Nellie races is get modified, some more eyeballs on them. But, whether or not what people think about them, there's so much talent. So, I mean, you're saying going in there, throwing something over your shoulder and getting after it. What's it like to have to race against some of these guys that any given night they can pull it out.
Man, that's the thing. Like they just don't miss. Like when they're on the track, they're hitting marks every single lap, and they don't mess up here or there. It's like they hit those marks every time, and they worry about those tenths. Like any racing fan, we watch TV and we're like, they probably messed up that one qualifying lap. That's all right. They'll get the next one or something like that. But those tenths matter so much in like the national series, and when you have good guys like Dave Hess and Dave Scott, all those good boys that I'm racing with every week, they do the same thing. They hit those marks every time, and if they mess up, they get pounced on. Just honestly, not at that level yet. Like I can't keep up with those boys yet. I'm not that precise, and that's what it takes. So, but having good people like David Scott in your corner and just kind of looking over you, teaching you just like a balanced race car and telling you, well, you just got to drive a little better. You got to enter harder here, or brake a little later here. That's really all you can do to try and get better when it comes to that class, because there's so much talent.
Yeah, and the piggyback off of it. Well, all right. Cole's dadding again. We're gonna ask Cole a question to follow up on that, but having David Scott in your corner, I know they just started building modified chassis. I mean, is there anybody in the area better to have in your corner than a guy that can drive like David Scott? I've said it to people, and I'm not afraid to say it. There isn't a guy that can drive any car, whether it be a late model, modified, hell, put him in a 4-banger. That dude will drive the wheels off of it.
Oh, yeah.
It just shows you the caliber of guys that you're working with and racing against.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and that's it. He's done it all. I feel like he was great in the sprint car. Like there's so many different avenues that man was good at. And now his son Wyatt too, also turning wrenches, and that kid can drive anything too. It's amazing. They're all talent, and he's got so much knowledge. Just going to his shop, seeing the checks on the wall, seeing the cars in there, seeing what they're building, and having him talk you through like geometry and stuff like that. Oh, it's crazy. I can't take it all in. I can't. My brain does not work like that.
And it's nothing but class with the Scots over there. I've known them for a while. They've always been big supporters of me, and I feel like I've watched Wyatt grow into his own too. And Wyatt fan favorite. David Scott wasn't such a fan favorite for a little while. Probably because a lot of their favorite drivers had to follow slow ride around around the region here. Following his tail. So Cole, seems like Dad Nudies is quieting down. We're talking about the talent in the area, especially in the Rush late model division. Between State Line and Erie's, when where you're usually at, you guys get like 40 plus cars some nights. You get late model tour action couple times around this area. You're out there with some of the best of the best. How hard is it to win? I know we joke about that night that you stepped on your PP there, but how hard is it to win against? You got like Jenko, David Parker. You got guys that just kind of show up randomly, like Jeremy Wonderling. How hard is it to win at State Line and Erie's against top talent like that?
Well, it's pretty hard because I haven't won yet. I can win non-driver races, but no real features yet.
I think not even the talent, but you think the track at State Line, and I know Erie's is kind of like a very similar, not totally the same. We all have our thoughts about that, but it's a place to race, and we gotta be nice sometimes. And is it just how slick it gets? Is it just its shape? It's Erie's a little more banked, but how flat both of them are compared to some of the tracks around here.
Yeah, State Line's definitely a lot slicker than anything I've raced on in Lernerville.
Sharon.
Yeah, Sharon's pretty slick. We tear it up there too.
Well, I think the one time that I saw you went out there, I think you broke twice in the same, race. So
Yeah, I
was
wouldn't.
it?
We're pretty hard on stuff.
So Cole, you
We
switched.
keep Freddie and them in business down there.
So speaking of that, you did move over from Kryptonite. You got a Longhorn coming up this season. You said, before you're putting that into your crate deal. Why did you pick up on a Longhorn and not keep going with Kryptonite? It seems like you got guys around here that do flip flop back and forth once in a while, but you've been a long time Kryptonite guy.
Yeah, we had them since I think 18, but no, we just wanted to do something different. I mean, nothing bad to say about Kryptonite or down there. They still build badass race cars.
But what inspired the decision other than trying something different? You see, I know a lot of Longhorns last year had a lot of success. So, I mean, I think what Jeremy runs one in the crates. Maybe Ward, maybe not.
Yeah, yeah, Ward's got one. Now there ain't too many other options around here. I mean, I won't buy a bag of chips from Rocket, and Longhorn gave me a real good deal, so
Oh boy. So coming up for 2024, Kyle, I know that you're going to be in attendance for the Woah Nellie races. Unfortunately, Cole's not a cool guy and doesn't race modifieds. So what's this year coming up looking for you guys? I know Cole, you're probably on dad duty, so more of the same, or what we going?
yeah, we'll probably stick about the same. Maybe go to Raceway 7 once or twice next year. Who knows? Wouldn't hold my breath, though.
I do have to say something though. When it comes to not winning your first race yet, at least you're going out the perm like Big Perm. So maybe that's
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we got to get rid of that. We'll start winning.
No, it's gonna be more of the same for me. I switched up my job last year, so I'm working in a different area, which actually might help me out with scheduling. So I'm hoping to get behind the wheel a little more. That way I can be a little more consistent. Hopefully race with those good guys up front. But I already have the 2 Woah Nelly dates off. We're good to go. We will be in attendance, and it'll be a banger.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you. You were, big behind the, getting that going, kind of encouraging. There was a couple guys that are doing that, and I think that Thursday night date at McKean's going to be something to be at with the Locals Cup, and not to toot my own horn, but getting that Locals Cup deal going on a Thursday night at McKean, only night that McKean's running UMPs. It's going to be an exciting night. Kind of sucks that it's on a weeknight, but it was the cards we were dealt to make sure it was part of the Locals Cup. So hopefully that'll get a couple more cars out there.
You're just taking me to
So
the
guys,
tracks, man. I love it. I've never been to McKean. I've heard so many good things about it.
yeah, and I was happy that everybody enjoyed Freedom. I was kind of worried, people either have a love-hate relationship with that place. I feel like there's a couple places around here that people have a love-hate relationship with. So, but yeah, guys, going on down the road here. Hey, make sure you plug your sponsors before we we get to the wrapping up sections here. Who makes everything happen for you guys?
Well, biggest supporters, obviously, my family. My dad, I wouldn't be able to do anything without him. He's still tweaking on the body right now as we speak while I'm 2.5 hours away in Pittsburgh. So he does a lot for me. Biggest sponsor, though, is Pound Concrete Construction, PCC. They've been with us for 12 years. And their son is a crew chief, so I got to give a shout out to Trey. Jim's Automotive, Buell Street Coating Services. Can't forget Martin Dynamics, man. They're tearing it up with Affliction chassis. That's a good pair to have. 955 Automotive. I'm sure I'm missing a couple, but I haven't had my victory lane speech down. I haven't had to use it yet, so I gotta apologize to them for that right now.
You gotta make sure you write it down on your arm each night when you roll out.
I'm gonna have to. I forgot that one.
Cole?
Well, like my dad, I would be doing this. He spends all his retirement money on me and race cars, and we tear shit up every week. And like the sponsors, Melrun Collision, Kim's Waterford Diner, Pioneer Resale, and JW Landscaping, and that's about it.
So I always like to ask this question. Where did you guys start your racing career, Cole? I feel like I know, what you've done, but Kyle, I feel, you know,
Uh,
I, I don't know what, where you started. I don't think we had that conversation.
well, me and Kyle, we actually started racing four wheelers together.
He brings us. I honestly had no clue. He showed me a picture back in the day of us lined up at County Line in Titusville on LT80s, and he showed it to me. I was like, "That is me." Wow, really? We were like, what? Maybe 8, 10 years old? Probably younger than that.
Something like that. I started when I was 4, so
Crazy. Yeah, I started on four wheelers. I was ripping with my neighbor, Michael Pollard. He was who got me into that. Did that for a while. Stopped racing, but just always rode around the house and stuff. And Dad was always in and out when it came to street stocks. And our neighbor's Greg Fenno, so we were always at the shop one way or another tweaking on a race car, and that's all I wanted to do since I was little. So when I finally got the chance, and Dad said, "All right, I guess it's time for you to start wrecking my stuff and taking more money from me," he threw me in the seat and I started bending his stuff up.
Cole, I think you went Challengers and then up to crates.
we started on Challengers and ran that for a couple years, and then had a limiter late back in the day, and I went out after hours once to get a feel for rear wheel drive, and everyone looked at him and told him to get out of it, and the rest is history. We started out in a crate car, and we tore up a lot of stuff, still tear up a lot of stuff. Now we tear stuff up in a super late just a little bit quicker.
Oh, well, I don't know about quicker there, Cole.
Yeah, we're not very good in the super. I mean, we can't even pass the pace truck at state line.
There was the one practice session that Cole was really proud of when he got passed by a crate in a super. Yeah, we had to remind him about that too. So hey, before we hop off, Cole, we gotta talk about your heartbreak this season. I think we talk about it all the time, whether you're pestering me and I have to send you the photo of you turned backwards or you do it yourself. I mean, come on, man, you gotta stop breaking our hearts. We've been cheering for you way too long. You leading races and then getting past late and I guess, all that night you were fast all night. You want to take us through it and tell me what went right or and wrong?
I mean, we did good in the heat race. Got to start front, and starting up front at state line is real good. And ran probably like 375 different cautions in 2 laps, and I was ready for a pit stop to get a drag. And just flipped up a little bit and let Parker get next to me, and got Door going down the backstretch, and about the rest is history. Spun her out, and they decided that was the time limit.
Yeah, he was that wasn't the time limit. That wasn't the caution. It was the caution after. So if he would have held on for one more of one of those marathons that we used to run, at state line, I felt like between a couple of different classes have their issues out there some nights. So Spanky throwing the checkers on that one. I was like, and I think Sipes was coming too. Sipes was trying to still get his first win, around that time. So hopefully, we see in Victory Lane, whether it be a state line or Erie's or wherever we are, that you showing up. Maybe you'll start adventuring some more. I'll keep begging. Those Friday nights at McKean now make it easier for everybody. So it'll be interesting.
Not for me.
Oh boy, maybe Freedom will get you out to Freedom.
Yeah, they might rain out. I heard.
Oh boy. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming on the show. Been a pleasure having you, Cole. Congratulations on the new kid.
Thank you.
Papa Wanzer is going to be on the
Papa
rap
Wanzer.
this year. Someone get a hold of his rap guide. Make sure his rail at the top says Papa Wanzer.
Yep, P1.
There you go.
And Kyle, hopefully you're hunting the front too. Hopefully the new Woah Nellie logo on the side of the car add some speed. Ask Cole, it makes you a target. People try to use that as the place they're going to door you. I tell people that all the time. Mason had it on his door panel. The the year that he had his flip, and then he blew up the engine the next year with the same thing. So it's bad luck for him. I mean, whole heap of bad luck, or certain things that have happened for Woah Nellie drivers through the years. So I think Cassie's the only one that's had the Woah Nellie logo on her car that didn't get in any trouble. So hopefully we have a better season than last year, with everybody wrecking and stuff. We're like the kiss of death when we get on the wrap. So all right, Kyle, Cole, thanks for coming on. We'll talk to you guys
thank you.
next time.
I appreciate you.
The fun, the late night barbecue, zipping on a genie juice.